Am I the asshole for getting my daughter a better laptop than my son? My son and daughter are both 17. I got both of them great laptops 4 years ago that should have lasted until now. My son broke his just a year after they were bought. I would have made him get one of the low-quality laptops that their school issues, but my mom got him a new one. He broke that one too in just 2 years. After that, I made him get one from his school. A few days ago, that one broke. I paid the school for it and decided to get him a used laptop that will be enough for school but not too expensive. My daughter's has worked fine until now. Last week, my 7-year-old spilled water on it and it doesn't work anymore. I'm getting her a pretty expensive new laptop because she hasn't broken any electronics before and it wasn't her fault. My son saw that she's getting a better laptop than him and he said that I'm being unfair. I told him that he's destroyed 3 laptops in 4 years and money doesn't grow on trees. He said that I'm picking favorites, and I love her more than him. I said that he can get a better one with his own money when he starts working. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Although your son is finding it harsh on him, you're teaching him actions have consequences, and in this case the consequence is he doesn't get new and expensive stuff like his sister who does take care of her things. Maybe if it's such an issue you can broker a deal with him, e.g. if you keep the laptop in good condition for X amount of time he'll get a new one. Edit for judgment, not the asshole. Your son has proven himself to be reckless with expensive technology. Seriously, how do you even drop a laptop down the toilet? INFO, how did each of the laptops break? Not the asshole. Tell him you had a laptop budget for each of them and he's already spent all of his budget but she hasn't. He's got to learn a lesson about taking care of your belongings somehow in the adult world. If you break your laptop by being a dumbass, you have to pay for a new one yourself and you've got to save to buy the higher quality brands, too. Stay strong. Not the asshole. You bought him more laptops than you bought her. Not the asshole. This is an important lesson for your son in caring for his items, but I think you could go a step further and make it a formalized rule. Something like I will pay for a nice laptop once every 5 years, but if you break it within that window, you get the cheap replacement. Laptops, phones, other expensive equipment should last more than a year. Also, I'm guessing the total cost of all his replacement laptops is equal to or less than his sister's new laptop. Not the asshole. Add up the cost of the laptops that have had to been purchased because he broke the others so he can see how much has been spent on him. Info, did your son just break the laptops from carelessness? Was he the only one in the family to use it? If the answers to the above are yes, not the asshole. Your daughter has proven she knows how to take care of her expensive necessary items and your son has not. Not the asshole. Time for a basic math lesson op. Show your son the cost of his multiple laptops over the last 4 years. Then tell him he can shut it, or he can get on a payment plan to help pay you back for all the other laptops. And when he pays up, you will happily purchase him an expensive one. As his very last parental paid laptop ever. Teenagers are unreasonable little assholes. If you really want to drive the point home, sit him down and list out the total amount of dollar that you, grandma has spent on buying him replacement laptops, that he broke, and show him how much bigger that number is, compared to the amount of dollar you spent buying your daughter a new laptop. Then tell him that if anything, you have been favoring him over your daughter for being willing to buy him replacement laptops in the first place. Not the asshole. I'm going to repeat my husband here. Buy him a desktop and bolt it to his desk, at least then he can't drop it in the toilet? Not the asshole, and OMG, thank you for trying to teach him to be responsible for electronics. I work in IT, the number of laptops that mysteriously started dying when everyone went WFH has been ridiculous. My favorite was the I have no clue it just stopped turning on. Well, why does it smell like chai tea? Oh, you can tell? NTA. Your son continually breaks his machines. Your daughter, on the other hand, takes good care of what she is given. Of course you trust her more. Not only that, but in total I am sure you have spent more on your son's machines. Not the asshole. Stop buying him laptops altogether, to be honest. He can save up money and buy his own. Perhaps then he will learn to respect these belongings. Not the asshole. Not everyone has parents who would buy them laptops at all. He should be thankful for what he has and more careful with what he is given. My parents never could have bought me a laptop when I was a kid, and if they did spring for one, you bet your ass I would have taken care of it like a child. Not the asshole. Why would you buy him an expensive laptop when he's broken every other one he's had up to this point? He can get a better laptop with his own money, and maybe then he will learn how to take care of his belongings. Not the asshole. Your daughter has proven she can take care of expensive electronics, and you can expect the new laptop to see her through college. If your son wants to compare computers with his sister, tell him it's not fair that he's already had 4 laptops and his sister has only had 1. Your son needs to stop going on Pornhub so often. Kids that are responsible for their things get better things than those that are not. Not the asshole. Not the asshole sounds like you've spent more money on laptops for your son, so his argument is nonsense. Not the asshole. Your son needs to learn responsibility, and he learns that guilt-tripping you won't get him what he wants. Listen. I hope you read this. Okay, so, in my family, I'm 22 and my brother is 25 now. My parents have bought him about 3-4 laptops, all $1,000 each. He has broken every single one of them. I paid for my first computer refurbished and it broke, no surprise. My parents never bought me a laptop, desktop. But, they bought my brother lots of shit. Now, I feel like my parents are putting a deaf ear to me, so what you're doing is significant other right. Thank you for being a good parent. Not the asshole. Unfair, he says. If he wants good stuff, he needs to learn to keep them. He will learn to appreciate the things he have when he have to work for them and pay with his own money. You did good. Not the asshole. Unless he has terrible luck, it seems like he doesn't take very good care of his things. It also seems like more money has been spent on his laptops than your daughter's, even if grandma did pay for one of the replacements. You could argue that favoritism was being shown to him before, and it isn't fair to the daughter. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He's shown a decided lack of respect for the electronics he was given and the money it costs to get them. At this point he needs to save and pay for his own, and maybe then will take actual care of them. If this situation were regarding a vehicle, everyone would say he needs to buy his own after wrecking multiple instead of you buying him another one. You are rewarding your daughter who has taken very good care of the laptop you'd purchased her. She's had 1, singular laptop. He's destroyed 4. He needs to show some responsibility. He isn't entitled to a new better laptop just because she is getting one and he now wants a better one. Edited to correct spelling. Not the asshole. This is not an issue of favorites, loving one child more than the other. It's an issue of your son either not knowing how to take care of expensive things, or worse, not caring about taking care of expensive things because someone else bought them for him. If remote learning weren't impossible to avoid at this point, I'd say getting him a new laptop at all was just reinforcing his carelessness. You knew before posting this what everyone would say. Of course, you aren't wrong for this. Not the asshole. You're not playing favorites. You're just doing what parents are supposed to do, showing your kids that not taking care of expensive items shows you that they can't be trusted with them, and the result is less expensive items. It's about responsibility. She showed she has it, he hasn't. You're doing it right. Not the asshole. I bet if you look at the cost of all of his laptops it'll end up more expensive than hers. Info: you say he's gone through 3 laptops in 4 years. How does the total cost of those 3 laptops plus the latest one you're buying for him compare with what you're spending on your daughter's new one? Not the asshole. Add the costs of all device in 2 columns, 1 for each child. Divide by total years. Pretty sure it will come to a similar cost per year, if not more, for him. I wouldn't get him anything more expensive than an Etch-a-Sketch. You're probably still spending more money on him than on her. In any way, not the asshole. Not the asshole. It would be reckless to ignore your son's track record with electronics. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If he was more careful with his property he wouldn't be in this situation. Your daughter has broken 1 laptop which she didn't even break because she values her property. Not the asshole. He clearly doesn't understand the concept of money or taking care of his belongings. Not the asshole. Do the math. Add up how much you spent for your son's computers versus your daughter's. I suspect you've spent more than your son. Show him the math and explain that he'll never get a nicer laptop if he keeps wasting his budget by breaking them. Not the asshole, but how does your son break them? Does he smash it with a baseball bat or just neglect it? Not the asshole. He is breaking them because he is not the one paying for them. Not the asshole. But maybe let him know he should look into one of those. Not the asshole. This is life, kiddo. There are consequences for your actions. Break 3 laptops in 4 years, get a cheap laptop as a replacement. If he doesn't like it, he can buy his own. Not the asshole, he's ignoring the score here. He got his second laptop 3 years ago, she's getting her second one now. And then he got more. And he's the asshole for playing, she's the favorite, and you love her more cards to try to emotionally manipulate you. Not the asshole. He's old enough to understand. Maybe make him work for a better laptop, if you can afford another one. 100 hours worth of minimum wage labor by USA national standard would be $725, perfect solution for his problems. You'll even be extra nice and not take taxes out. Stop buying him laptop anymore. If he want a new laptop, let him work for it. That teach him to appreciate the thing he has. If you keep getting him a laptop, he will never learn. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What does it matter how nice it is? He's gonna break it in no time. Not the asshole. Your son needs to prove he can take care of a delicate piece of equipment before he gets a better one. Not the asshole. He is learning the cost of responsibility. It is not fair, but it is not fair that he did not take care of his devices. Hopefully someday he realizes that. Not the asshole.